Okay, so welcome to my channel. We're doing a super simple, cute, natural look, makeup look, duh. Anyways, let's get started into this look. Okay, do I want to do foundation? I'm not. I'm gonna do a no foundation. That's what I'm gonna name this video. A no foundation, simple, natural look. It's a long name. Whatever. So yeah, I'm actually not gonna do foundation. What I am gonna do though is I'm gonna prime my skin because I still am gonna put some makeup on, but not foundation. And it's not gonna be as heavy. So I'm gonna use my, which I have to buy some more of, my e.l.f. Oil Control Primer Mist. Shake it up, and I am going to spray my face. Okay, next I am going to take my Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in the shade 35 Deep. I'm going to take a Real Technique sponge, and I'm just going to take the flat side, and I'm going to dip into the powder, blow away the excess, and then press in the powder into certain areas where I want a little bit of coverage. Because this powder, yes, it is translucent, but because it's closer to my skin shade, so for you it'd be closer to your skin shade, it's going to give you some coverage. And the reason why I picked up this trick is because I like to put powder on top of my primer, so I realized that it was giving me some coverage when I was doing that. So that's why I say to get a translucent shade that is closer to your skin tone. And I'm just going to go around, try to scoop up as much powder from the top and go around. So it gives you some coverage a little bit. I kind of use it as a way to as a powdered foundation. Okay, the next step that I would do is just to be a little cute. You don't have to do this. I don't do this normally all the time, but if I want to be a little extra, I will go in with some concealer. I like to use the Instant Age Rewind from Maybelline in the shade Caramel. And I just like to use a little bit. I'm not trying to go for a lot. It's just to give a little bit of coverage under the eye, but if you do have darker circles or bigger bags, you can put as much concealer as you want to. So I just like to tap it. I don't like to go right under the eye. I like to go a little further under the eye, and I'll spread it out. And I'll put a little bit on the nose, not too much. I don't put it anywhere else. And I'm going to let that sit for a minute. And while that is happening, I am going to kind of do the rest of my face a little bit. I'm going to go and take my Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Palette in the medium to dark. And I'm going to go in with the Sculpting shade, which is the middle shade. And I'm going to take an angled brush. I just do this almost like an everyday thing, whether I have makeup on or not. So if you see this in other videos, it's because it's what I like to use. And I'll just go in circular motions as a little bit of a bronzing effect, not trying to touch the concealer. And I'll just go around the concealer, not trying to touch it again. And I'll take this same shade and take a little bit of it and go lightly around the areas that I put the other powder, just to kind of neutralize it. Go a little past the jaw. And just to neutralize the powder so it doesn't look as casty. Okay, I might go back to that step. So that was just a little quick step that I do in between. Now I'm going to go in and blend out my concealer. And I want to keep it right. I don't want to pass the tail end of my brow. I want to keep it right in that same area. And go right under my eyes, on the sides of my nose, and bring in the concealer to the sides of my nose to add some contour, some natural contour before actually going contour. I'm actually going to put a little bit more concealer. And I'm not going to wait for this to dry. I'm just going to go right in. And I'm going to take whatever is left and bring it up to my eyelids. And then I'm going to go right in the middle of my nose. And it's okay if it's like not super thin or whatever. And again, you can skip this step if you don't normally contour your nose. I always contour my nose. Always. Okay, the next step, I'm going to go in and contour my nose. And I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Call Me Maple stick and go on the sides. I need to make more of these because this is like the only shade, and it's not that dark. Like, it's good for my nose. I wouldn't say it's the best for my face because it kind of blends in. So for a nice natural contour, sure, but I think they need darker shades. Okay, so then I'm going to blend that out and bring it in as much as I can to make my nose as skinny as I want it to be. Okay, now I'm going to lightly set my makeup. So by doing that, again, like I said, I'm not going to go super hard. So the way that I would go in with my Real Technique sponge, but I'm just going to take that same, I didn't use it yet, so I can't say the same. I'm just going to take a powder brush, dip into the powder, tap off a lot of the excess. Like I said, it's like spilled all over the place, so that's so much powder. And then lightly sweep that under my eye to kind of set the concealer, because I do get oily in my T-zone area, but because this is a natural look, I'm not that concerned with pressing it into the skin. Ooh, that was dumb. I'm gonna tap that back in there. Oops, someone's mad. Okay, now I am going to, well, it's okay, I'm going to solve that problem right now. I'm going to take another powder, and you're like, damn, well, if you have oily skin like me, this is the way that I like to control my oil. I'm going to take this finishing powder from Black Radiance as well. It's the Soft Focus one, and the shade that I am using is 9202. I just like to swirl it around. It's like I said, it's a loose finishing powder, so there's not much pigment. And I'll just go in certain areas where I'm like, it just needs a little color, but not too much color. And then I'm going to kind of contour my forehead. Like you can see, my forehead naturally is darker than the rest of my face. So if I have makeup on it or whatever, it has like a weird cast looking to it. So I just go in and fix that with using the contour shade of the Black Radiance palette. And I'll just go in circular motions following my forehead and where that pigment is. And this will soften up that look. It's just re-emphasizing what is already naturally happening. I can't speak, I swear. Go back in here with that. And then I'll take that sculpting shade, I'll tap into it, and then lightly go on the sides of my nose to reinforce the contour that might have gotten hidden under the setting powder. Take whatever's left, go on the sides, into the chin, whatever. Okay, next I'm gonna do my eyebrows, and I'm gonna be using my Maybelline. Wrong. I'm gonna be using my Precisely My Brow Pencil from Benefit in the shade number 5. And my new favorite thing with my brows is to do a like kind of messy, I don't care brow. So I'm not really keen on the perfection of the brows. I actually need to get my brows done, but it's okay if they're messy because that's kind of like the goal. So I like to flick my brow hairs up from the bottom and then create a bottom outline for the brows. And I just go in little strokes. I'm not like trying to draw a super line. I just go in little strokes so that way I can have good control over how I want the brow to follow. And then I'll do the same thing on the top, and I'll brush the hairs downward and create an outline as well. Now I don't focus too much in the front of the brows when creating the outline because I still want it to be lightest to dark. So what I'll do is do the outline and then fill in the brows, little strokes, and then when I get closer to the front, I'll go in upward hair-like motions. I'm sorry that I'm sniffling, I'm getting over a cold. Okay, and then I will go in with a brow gel to set it in place, like always. I have an e.l.f. one. I think I'm actually gonna use that one. Yeah, I have an e.l.f. one, and this is in the shade in medium. It's a brow tint, and I use it. It's a brow tint and a brow gel. I use it to hold my brows in place, especially like when I have braids, because it just, like if I have them loose or they're like in my face, it'll move the brow hairs. Oh shoot. It'll move the brow hairs at the end, like the tail end of my brow hairs inward. And it's not cute and it's funny looking. I don't want to walk around being funny looking if I'm trying to be cute. Okay. So that is that. Now it looks like I have like a nice face going on, but it's still natural. You can still see my skin peeking through. You can see all of that. Okay, next I'm gonna use this Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush, and I'm gonna dip right back into that finishing powder and just sweep this all over the eyelid and bring it pretty high, close to my brow. And just, like I said, put it all over the lid, but bring it upwards as well. I'm just going in like window wiper motions, back and forth, and it kind of just blends in with my regular, with my skin. And then if I want to be like extra and I want to give some depth into the eye, I'll go in with the sculpting shade from the contour palette actually, and I'll just go right in the crease and softly back and forth right under that brow bone, just to give the eye a little bit of depth. And it just gives a little bit of depth to my eyelids. It's not so much, I'm not trying to make it super noticeable because, like I said, it's just a simple, natural look. So, the next step would be, while I do the rest of my face, I am going to go in with this Grande Lips Hydrating Lip Plumper. I got this from my BoxyCharm. This is in the shade, it doesn't say, but it's like red light, red something. It's red. I don't like the way this smells, but I do use it as a tint. So I'll leave this on while I'm doing the rest of my makeup at some point. I'll put it on. It's like a gloss. I just don't like the way it smells. I think it stinks. It may smell nice to other people. It's like a rose. It's a weird smell. Something that wants to smell good, but doesn't. I'm trying to like think through my steps. Okay, so my next step would probably be to put on blush. Yeah, I'm gonna put on blush, and my favorite thing to do for the summer, and I don't know what I'm gonna do when the summer is over, when I can't do this no more, is do what you would call like the sunburn effect. And I got this watching Amanda Ensing, another YouTuber on here. I got that from her. And it's like you just put the blush, normally when you would get sunburn. And I'm using the Real Techniques contour brush, and this is Note blush in the shade Desert Rose, number 5 Desert Rose. It's a compact brush and it has a cute little mirror and everything in here. So I just pack on the color on here. And I'll tap a little bit of the excess and just press in the shade. I'm not sweeping it, I'm pressing it in, so I'm going right under my eye and I'm bringing it upwards back towards like my temples, but the concentration is right under my eyes. And I'm in love with this trick. Like, I do it all the time, whether I'm wearing, like, I'm doing this type of makeup, no makeup at all, like just none, and I'll put my makeup on and some mascara, because I always have to put on mascara. And I'll put some on my nose, not some, I put a lot. I don't know what I'm gonna do when the summer's over, because this is like a part of my everyday life like now. So that is pretty much it. Now I'm gonna go in and set my face, and I'm gonna actually use the Makeup Revolution Pro Fix Oil Control Fixing Spray. I'm gonna shake that up and I'm gonna spray. And I would tuck your lips in because it has alcohol in it, so you don't want to taste that. So like, I like to set my face before I put on my mascara. Sometimes I forget and I just do it, but it's easier if you just do it that way because you don't want anything to like leak. And now I'm gonna go in. Actually, I'm gonna use, I just like inhaled some of the alcohol. Blech. Where's the damn mascara? I'm gonna be using then this Butter London Double Decker lashes. This is in the shade No Shade. How about that? No Shade. I got this in a BoxyCharm box as well. And you could just put on your favorite mascara, and I'm gonna do the same. I do love this mascara though, because it makes the lashes look full and volumized. I think that's what the volume part is for. I don't know why I said that. Now the trick to mascara to get the most bang out of your buck and out of your lashes and out of your mascara is to take the mascara and also layer it on top of it. So you know how you do it this way? Also go on top of your lashes. Be careful that you don't hit your lid. So that way your lashes are dark going both ways. And it makes your lashes look more full. Because your lashes are only getting really one layer of mascara no matter how many times you layer it. Because it's only going up in one direction. So if you do it on top of the lashes as well, I realize that it makes the lashes look even better. I like to layer my mascara, so you do however many coats you want to. Like I said, I'm a freak with that stuff. So I'm actually just gonna like kiss my hand to get some of the color off my lips. And you can put on a chapstick, you can leave it as is, whatever. That is pretty much the look. I really hope whoever's watching that you really enjoyed the look and the outcome, and you try it for yourself and let me know in the comments if it worked for you, if there's certain things that you did that you would like me to try, whatever it may be. But this is like my everyday natural type of look, especially for the summer. So yep, that is pretty much it, guys. Please subscribe to my channel, like the video, and yeah, that's pretty much all I'm gonna ask. Oh, and hit the bell button for notifications when I post more often so you can watch more of my videos. And yeah, that is pretty much it. Have a great day and see you in my next video. Bye. Dramatic. I would ask you spray just a little bit. Oh, I just like ate it. Okay. And like I said, it's gonna be a super simple natural look. Like my camera battery's running low. I'm trying to be quick. Disappeared. How great. Okay, so I guess I'm not going to be using that mascara. Before I get it, be like, oh, like, how can makeup cover sun? Like, you know, they're not going to think because you got like the sunburn thing going on. No one has to know. So, especially when it's all the natural, but I don't like it, so.